Dilo is one of the best bleeders in Path of Titans, and I'm here to give you the best build. The subspecies are completely for looks. I use stocky, but you can use whatever you want. Equip custom, it gives us more defense and more speed, which is very helpful. It also takes away a bit of attack, but that's fine because that doesn't change how much bleed we put out. Equip bite and ripping bite. Ripping bite is going to be our main attack, and bite is definitely our second attack. It does a bit more damage than claws and has better range. Speaking of claws, let's equip them. Don't be fooled by the causes high damage. It doesn't. Bite does about 5 damage more, but claws are helpful because their hitbox is slightly bigger and it's easier to hit small things. At the moment, standard hide is the best. Speed hide would be good, but it makes your turning circle bigger, which is definitely what we don't want. I personally think leap is a bit better than traction for Dilo. It means you can just throw yourself off mountains, jump up rocks and stuff. It makes fighting and escaping a lot easier, but traction is completely viable. For buff call, if you're solo, use inhibiting whale, but if you're in a group, mobbing whale is definitely better. This is what your build should look like if you're solo, and this is what your build should look like if you're in a group. Now here's the thing with Dilo. A solo Dilo is really balanced. I can't sit here and show you these crazy clips like I usually do, because Dilo is just balanced when played solo. You can beat mid tiers, like I smacked up this Conk, but that's because Conk is terrible at the moment. I beat a Sarah, but Sarah is also pretty bad at the moment. But you lose to stuff like Alio and other mid tiers like UT. I had a somewhat close fight with this Utah, but it was still relatively easy. Dilo really shines in pack hunting, and that's what I'm going to show you now. Let's take this fight for example. 2 Dilos versus 2 old Sukos. This isn't a new clip. These are old Sukos without the claw barrage. The way you hunt in a pack as Dilo is you identify which dino you're going for. For us it's this Suko with a scar on the top of his tail. So what we're doing is we're just circling them over and over, keeping them looking around, and when you see an opening you go in for a ripping bite. Just cycle the ripping bites, keep them bleeding, and eventually they'll just die. And now of course I've just said cycle the ripping bites, but when you see an opportunity to tail ride like this, of course you're going to take it. But don't get too greedy. If you get bit once or if you see the tail ride starting to fail, just break off. One of your teammates may lose a lot of their health, and unless you're fighting a single tank, you don't want to run off and heal. What you want to do is hold aggression. You see that's what she's doing over there. The one Suko is focusing her, and I'm left to 1v1 this low one. And if you have the health to take these opportunities, go for it. This is a super good tail ride. I'm getting him low. I'm taking a bit of damage from the tail, but that's not a problem. What is a problem is me getting bit here by this one. I'm now on death scars. 1 bite, 2 tail attacks will kill me now. But that's where the beauty of Dilo comes in. As you can see, the Suko just bled out. We also have no combat timer. Ever since I got bit, we didn't go in once. We just let the bleed kill him. Now I could bore you with literally the exact same fight but against a Styrak, but there's no need for that. What I will show you is just more proof of why I don't think Dilo needs traction. Look at how I'm just staying behind him here. He can't throw me off. No matter how hard he tries, I'm going to just constantly be biting his back. And after tail riding him this entire fight, bro's dead. You know, he has no chance. And then what? 2 minutes later, a mate comes over and contests for the body. And we accept. My teammate is still low, but we still accept. And about 10 seconds into the fight, I'm already tail riding him. This literally isn't how you're supposed to play as Dilo. You're supposed to just bleed. But when you get players who aren't using the right abilities, or who, you know, just have a bad turning circle, you're able to completely punish them for it and stack bleed and damage. Now watch this. This is important. You see how I lose the tail ride here and I just break off? You need to break off. If you don't break off, you'll be punished terribly. Dilo doesn't have much health. If you get hit by the high damage abilities, you're going to lose the fight. Here is a bonus clip. This is me and a very sweaty group of Dilos fighting an amp. A couple of us move away to heal, while the other ones keep the amp standing. The more it stands and moves around, the more it bleeds. After enough healing, we rejoin the fight. And now it's time to get really sweaty. We're now baiting tail attacks and attacking the back during the cooldown.